Hello. Hey. Here we are, and hopefully we're going live on YouTube. We've had some fun uh, technical things today, just as we have throughout the week, but it's all good. We're here now. And I am really grateful to be joined by Nick Haskins. But my name is Heather, and I am the host of Sunshine and Power Cuts. And this week, I'm bringing to you a week of live streams celebrating connections. And we had Emily Prokop yesterday, and one of her biggest connections was Nick Haskins, who happens to be joining me tonight. So, hi, Nick.
She made me like cry yesterday. That's not even
Aw.
cool. Oh, those were the most wonderful things in the world, and I will do my best to throw them back at her because she deserves it as much. But I am absolutely thrilled to be here. Hello, welcome
Hello.
to the RestauRant kitchen.
You are in the kitchen, yes.
I am in the kitchen, and I am wearing the RestauRant apron that everybody loves so much. So yeah, I'm super thrilled to be here. The Sunshine Summit has been so much fun so far. All the videos and stuff that I've seen so far, so it's great. So how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm excited to be meeting you and talking to you. It's going to be a good one.
It'll be whew, pressure.
You got this. We got this.
I
It's all
do.
good.
I do. I've got this. It's gonna be really, really exciting. I've got a fun surprise to queue up for in a little bit. We'll do it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh God, I'm such a huge fan of your show. Paul asked me on Twitter if I was nervous yesterday, and I said no. And I still think it's no, but
Thank you
whatever.
so much for
I just love the microphone.
You are amazing, and you kind of were one of the first people to binge listen to my show, which was incredible. It kind of blew my mind. So thank you for supporting it, and I'm glad that you really enjoy it. We've got a comment from Emily that the apron is here. She's excited to see the apron.
I couldn't not wear the apron to do this. I legitimately could not. Every time I go live over on Facebook, when I do it in our Facebook group, I'm always wearing the cupcake apron, which my wife likes to say is hers, but she's wrong.
It's yours, is it?
I heard her mutter something out there, but I couldn't hear what it was. Said her mom got it for her.
Ah.
But yeah, I love this apron. It's absolutely amazing, and it kind of always puts me in a good mood. It always puts me in that kind of cooking mood. So here we are.
Here we are. And you are the co-host of Epic Film Guys, and you also have the RestauRant podcast, which I love. And I didn't actually eat before this, so here's hoping I can make it through the hour.
Good luck.
Thank you. So if you wanted to talk a little bit about some of the connections that you've made on this journey or in life in general that you want to celebrate this today, that would be amazing.
I mean, at the top, I have to talk about Justin because RestauRant, and I know that there are fans of RestauRant and there are fans of Epic Film Guys, and there are fans of both, which is amazing because I love how diverse both shows have become, how different and how unique they've both kind of become, even though it's me. I think Adam, when he reviewed the show on Odd Dad Out, which thank you very much, Adam, for that, by the way, he remarked, because the show was really early in its run, that it was still Nick from Epic Film Guys talking about food. And I wonder, and maybe if he's in the chat now, he can even answer, but I wonder if that experience is a little different for him now. I wonder if he gets, if it's Nick, this is Nick from the restaurant, and then over here is Nick from the Epic Film Guys. I wonder if there's that differentiation, because I hear it now, and I feel like it's there.
I feel like it's there. I think there is definitely a difference.
We don't talk about male genitalia on the RestauRant podcast.
I think I watched one of your Epic Film Guys live streams, and that's nothing like the the one that was like for the restaurant in the kitchen.
Crazy, and it is chaos. But I mean, Justin, he lived here, and his wife got an amazing job offer, so they had to move. We used to do video reviews right here on YouTube, and it was so much fun, and it was great. And we always talked about getting something back together, and then people just kept suggesting to us, you guys should do a podcast, you guys should do a podcast. And when he was here, it was like a no-brainer that of course we're going to do video reviews. What the hell is a podcast? Like we never heard of one, we never knew what one was. And that was basically how I stumbled headlong into podcasting. I had no idea what one was. I had no idea how to use one. I used Google Drive to try to host files for the first 8 episodes, only to learn that the article I was trying to base that off of was written like 4 years earlier, and Google Drive didn't support it anymore. So, oh man, it's my way to connect with my best friend every single week. We are 135 episodes strong now on Epic Film Guys. The patron only version of that show just got published earlier tonight over on our Facebook and over on Podbean. So, I love doing it. I still love it. And I would not be a part of the podcasting community. I would not be a part of RestauRant. None of this stuff would exist. Nothing of it would exist without Justin. So I love you, buddy. He's not watching. Who am I kidding?
Have you got the YouTube chat popped out? Can you see it?
I do have the YouTube chat. Oh, winners. Hi, winners. Look, it's Mr. Cupcakes. That's the wrong Justin, though, by the way. And Director Brennick, welcome. Alyssa, Best Forevers. I actually just started listening to Best Forevers today, her episode about compassion. I'm like halfway through it. That is a fantastic show.
Yes, it is.
That is a great show. And I owe that to you because I heard her on your show. And then I watched the Sunshine Summit that she was on. Yeah. Just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I can't wait to kind of journey through her backlog now.
Yeah, and also she wants to interview you and Justin for Best Forevers if you're keen. So there's a connection.
Oh, geez. Justin too. Justin too. Yeah, we'd love to. We are pod whores. We love to tell everybody that we will do pretty much anything in the world of podcasting. Anybody asks us to do something, we're like, yeah, where do we sign up? What do you want us to do? How do you want us to do it? Like, we love it. I love talking to people. I love getting out there and I love being a part of the community. It's so much fun. Yeah. It's so invigorating. I love it. It's amazing. Like this right now is amazing because I love your show. Oh, and it's so exciting to be here.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're here. And you're a part of a lot of groups and things. Like, you're a moderator of, is it Pod and Family?
I was.
Oh, you were.
I was for the longest time, and I finally just took a step back from it because I just needed to focus on some other things. Yeah. But yeah, I did that for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. I ran, like, if there's still promos that float around the internet somewhere where I cut together a whole bunch of people saying, this is X from the X podcast. And it was just a whole bunch of those clips all cut together. And then I did like a little intro and outro to it. And if you ever hear one of those floating around the internet, I did those. I did the anniversary shows we did after year one, which was really, really fun. But I don't know. It was time for me to focus my energies elsewhere for a little while, I think.
And now you have the reserved seating Facebook group, which is awesome. That is an incredible place to be.
I join the reserved seating Facebook group, everybody. If you love food, if you love talking about food, or even just having fun about food, a lot of people post like jokey, fun kind of stuff over there as well. Heather's over there. And I know Dan's in the chat. Emily's in the chat. Justin Winters is in the chat, even though he posted a bloomin' onion from the Outback Steakhouse, which he knows I hate. So, but yeah, it's such a wonderful place to be. I love being there. We have our Facebook group for the Epic Film Guys, the Hopesters Dumpster, which is much different. Oh my God. It's so much. I just love being a part of the community. We're in the Podfix network, which Epic Film Guys is. RestauRant is not, but that may change when season 3 starts. I don't know. It's kind of up to me because I could if I wanted to. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
What do you like about the Podfix network?
We're a family. We're the most insane, ridiculous, dysfunctional family on the planet, but we're a family. And Winners is over there in the chat. I love you to death, Winners. Dan is in there somewhere. Hi, Dan. Hello, I love you. Adam said he played one of those Pod and Family promos in the show today. See, so those are still out there kicking. And those are, I made those in like mid 2016, I think. Those are still floating around out there. That's good. Yeah, we're family. We love to hang out with each other. We love to talk to each other. We've all got each other's backs, which I think is great. And that was one of the real things. And the most important thing for me network wise was I don't have to alter my content. Like, I always swore I would never join a network unless I could still make Epic Film Guys the show that I want to make it. Mm-hmm. And Podfix allows me the freedom to do that. But I think we all joined together as a group of friends and then formed the network out of it. It wasn't like I went out and sought a network. So it's a little bit of a different kind of story there.
Yeah. So how long have you been with them for?
Podfix. God, how old is Podfix now, guys? Almost a year? I think it's almost a year now. Yeah. I think it's almost a year. Oh, it's really warm in my kitchen, so I'm like.
I think people will be excited to see what you're gonna do for this one. It's a bit of an interest and a surprise. So it'll be exciting to see how that goes. And is there any other connections that you've made through either your audience or other areas that have been really important to you?
The two biggest ones. So after Epic Film Guys started with July 2015, after I finally figured out like what a real podcast host was and actually got the show online and on iTunes and everything, the first two people that I met were Emily from then the Classy Little Podcast, now the Story Behind, now E-Podcast Productions, now literally the best goddamn podcaster on the planet. and
Yeah.
and Paul from the Countdown, who they do one of the most amazing movie podcasts out there, and they're super vulgar, so you've got to love swear words, especially if you're from Australia. They love to use different ones than we use here in the States in different ways, which is still fine, which is really fun. But he's one of the most amazing friends I've met and made, and we still go on each other's shows and talk about each other's shows all the time. I love them. Emily is oh, she knows I love her to death. She's on Classy Little Podcast. She mentioned it yesterday, so I won't recap the story too much, but she wanted to film podcasts that could do a Back to the Future kind of thing, because it was the date that Marty arrives in the future in Back to the Future 2. The anniversary of it was coming up, and she wanted somebody to record a different thing. And, you know, our show sucked back in September of 2015. Our show, like compared to now, I'm always really hard on myself when it comes to like editing, when it comes to the presence of the show. I'm always super hard on it. But like our show just sounded, oh God, but like the heart of it was still there. The heart of the show that it is today was still there. But she asked me to record this thing, and we recorded this thing, and it was really, really great. And she and I have just had this rapport where, like, whenever we want to talk about literally anything podcasting, she mentioned yesterday co-host frustrations, especially when she had James. I'd message her complaining about something Justin was doing, or she'd message me complaining about something James was doing. And she's just, I mean, legitimately, she's going to blow the doors off of podcasting productions. She's going to blow the doors off of E-Podcast Productions. I said it yesterday. I legitimately mean it. Next year on the Sunshine Summit, if we can track her down from the mansion that she moved to, she'll be in here as like a best-selling author when that Story Behind book comes out, and like her podcast production business will just skyrocket, because she's like literally the best person in the world at this thing, podcasting. Like legitimately hands down the best person in the world for it and like to it. And I mean that very, very sincerely.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with you.
And Dan still believes that our best episode of Epic Film Guys is the first ever episode, where it was just me for 35 minutes talking into a microphone. That's it. And it wasn't even a microphone. It was my phone. We started the Epic Film Guys podcast on my phone. No microphone attachment, no headphone, no nothing. And I had the thing like, you know, really far away from me. Like, so it sounded really airy and it sounded weird. Oh, and Dan, for whatever reason, Dan just loves it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I'll go ahead.
there you go.
I'm just I mean, Paul and Emily are still, and I will say it, and I will swear it up and down to this day, they're still the two most important people that I've met podcasting. Epic Film Guys would not be the show it is today without those two. They both have helped, like Emily, especially with her attention to detail, her minute like editing skills and stuff. I learned a lot just listening to Classy Little Podcast, hearing how she edited the show. You can tell when you listen to Epic Film Guys, if you go back to our very beginning, like September, October, November of 2015, you can hear a very steady progression of improving editing going back. And that's 100% because of her.
That's
And
awesome.
like, it's because of her, it's because of Paul, you know, where Paul's show, they broke it down into more segments on their show. And we didn't do that in the beginning. We just basically, it was just a dump. It was like, here it all is. You take it all, you can have it all. And, you know, I really, you know, kind of aping their style, maybe just a little bit, you know, broke some of our different things down into segments. Now we do the 3-act structure, as it were, where we have everything fun up front and then the review in the middle and then kind of winding down at the end or whatever. But like, those two are still the most important. They'll always be the most important, you know, by bar none. But then, I mean, other amazing people, David, the producer on Writable Rant, who is going to be on the RestauRant next season, which is amazing. Adam from Everyone Has a Podcast, same thing. Because those guys, really, RestauRant wouldn't probably exist if they hadn't ignited kind of my passion for food podcasting.
Okay.
Because it was them. We've done 2 cooking specials on Adam's show called Three Cocks in a Pot. And it's the 3 of us we'll do like these fun games where we'll talk about if you have 4 ingredients and you're in a lifeboat and you got to throw one of them overboard, which one are you going to pick? And you got to make really, really tough choices. And let's like we all do like a specific recipe. And it was kind of talking to them about food gave me the confidence to know that I could do RestauRant, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I knew that I could podcast about food if I just gave it a shot. And you know that was born out of a hiatus from Epic Film Guys, where we took a break, and I was still putting out content, but we weren't recording anything. And I just wanted to be behind a microphone. It's like Emily talked about it yesterday. It's so funny the way that our paths have paralleled each other.
Yeah.
And you know, I just wanted to be behind a microphone so bad, and I finally just said, "Why don't I podcast about food? I love food." So it was a very simple transition for me. I already had all the technical know-how. I already know how to cook. I already love to cook. So it was just a matter of sitting down and banging it out for legitimately. And Lindsay and Perry were shocked when I talked to them about it. But RestauRant takes me 2 hours, legit 2 hours from pushing record to pushing publish. It's very, very easy. It's such an easy show to put together because I could talk about food I could talk forever, period, which, I mean, you can hear it. You know, I just love to talk anyway. Make you a what? Somebody wants her surprise because she's in on it, and she gets to reap the rewards of it once I finally do it. So
if you want to talk about your connection with food then, because you're pretty passionate about it.
I think my dad got me into food. Really. My mother can't cook to save her life. She can't. She can do really good desserts, but cooking somewhere along the way abandoned her. I don't know where, I don't know how, but it did. And like, I have memories of, I'll often tell people stories about her lasagna. I think I actually told it on the RestauRant about her lasagna, where if you found the cheese in it, you won, because there was only a tiny little bit of cheese in it. And usually it was like in one slice. Her turkeys for Thanksgiving, she would overcook them, and then as soon as she would pull them out of the oven, no concept of resting anything, literally just start ripping into it. So by the time you eat it on the table, it's just so dry, it's dry as a bone. All the juice is just leaked out of it. It's terrible. My dad can cook really well. And so my dad, he'll often yell at me, quite frankly, because I will take his recipes, and he would give me some recipes, and I'd be like, okay, how can I riff on this? How can I make this me? How can I represent myself as part of this? I've still got his base recipes. I still love his base recipes, but I love to just do things with my recipes. I love to add things. I love to riff on things. And it's so easy for me to do it that I took off from like the base knowledge, like, I mean, the limited base knowledge that I had from cooking. I grew up on canned tomato soup and Blue Box, legitimately. I never cooked really anything. And from there, I am where I am today, where I literally, the more I discover about cooking, the more I love it, the more passionate I get about everything that I cook. And it's amazing. It is so amazing. I cannot describe enough how much I love food, and I love to experiment. I love to try new things all the time. And that's one of the great things that I did about RestauRant, was that random recipe challenge.
Yeah.
So much fun. I love doing that. Even though that pork loin I made last time was really hot.
You also mentioned, I think in reserve seating, that you like sort of using like the basic kind of ingredients and seeing how they go, rather than getting, you know, like getting the real flavors out of things and connecting those flavors together.
Yeah. I love to just take, and I do it with off the wall things too, because you never know. You just never know. Like when I made that blackberry mustard chicken, I just really had an idea that kind of that nice sweetness of that blackberry would really, really complement the tartness of that whole grain mustard. And it did, because mustard itself, I mean, some mustards anyway, have a little bit of that residual sweetness to them. So it was just such a perfect marriage. And I love doing that because you never know. I mean, and you can see it in like restaurants all over the world where there's constantly chefs that are trying to push the envelope. And I don't want to say that I'm like, Michelin star guy over here or anything, but I also love doing that. I love pushing the envelope and trying to do something unique, something that I could go to a restaurant around here and I'm not going to see on a menu anywhere,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And how has it been like doing the reviews of restaurants too? And the food that you've been
A mixed bag, a very, very mixed bag. And I've actually we're on break right now for RestauRant. RestauRant doesn't come back until April 1st.
Yeah.
But I've got 4 quick bites in the canon, so to speak, that I've got to record and get put out. They'll probably come out like 1 or 2 before season 3 does, and then a couple of them during. But except for one of them, I think, well, maybe 2 of them ish. But I just went to what was it? Oh, Phil's Chicken House is a big thing. It's a local thing, so you wouldn't really know about it unless you're kind of in the area. Dan, stop talking about Outback. But we had it for our work party because they wanted to thank us for all of the work that we had done over the past like week and a half. And it's so funny taking like outage calls from people all the time, and it always makes me think about you because you're living off the grid and everything. And I'm like, if all you guys had Heather set up, you guys wouldn't have these problems.
And you actually you had to look at what the New Zealand electrical stuff was. You were telling me, like the cable, was it from New
I did, yeah. I learned about the transmission, how the electricity is transmitted from the North Island to the South Island. Yeah, I did for my electrical skills class that I took, which was really, really interesting. Although I've I still try to keep boned up on it. Like I'll peek at the book here and there, but I've got to wait for a job to come up before I can take the test to really see if I'm going to qualify for it. So it's like, it's kind of left my head as quickly as it went in there. But yeah, restaurants are, Phil's Chicken House chicken is, you need to keep a cup of water on standby so you can dunk your chicken in it and rehydrate it before you eat it.
Oh.
Because it's so dry. Oh, it's excruciating. You probably saw the picture that I put out about talk about your steak puck. Yeah, at Outback. I of course whatever episode that was, I went to Outback where the steak that they brought me was hanging off the side of the plate. Like that's how lazy it was. I hate the Outback Steakhouse so much. It's my least favorite chain restaurant, and that's a hard title to earn and maintain.
So Lindsay said that she doesn't cook. She's way better at baking and stuff. So are you good at baking as well as cooking? Or do you enjoy it the same?
I enjoy it just the same. I do really enjoy baking. But I don't bake probably as often as my wife does. She bakes more often, like things like homemade cakes and stuff like that. I can. And like when I made like those blackberry wine infused brownies that I made for episode 15, like those things were so good. Like I can, and I do love it, but it's, I'm trying. I'm a big guy. You can tell I love to eat. So I am trying, and I try so hard not to make it like as much as I can dessert wise. I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Yeah. One of my favorite things from even when I was a child was apple pie, and there's like a family recipe that we have, and to make the crust and everything, and just I'm probably more of a baker than a meal cooker, but I can do both. So yeah.
I love apple pie. Isn't apple pie the best?
Yeah, it is.
I love apple pie. Episode 7, I think. You can make the one that I made for Thanksgiving, which almost made it. Almost made it. Like the crust was almost perfect, but it was so like I had to kind of reconstitute the crust on top of it, and I could only do rows instead of the checkerboard for the lattice. But even still, it was still great. What in the world?
Nope.
I don't even know what that was. Are you all right in there?
Is everybody all right in the chat? Are you hanging in there with us, or are you drooling? Because if you go into reserved seating and look at all the pictures there, but even if you listen to the podcast without seeing pictures, it's yeah.
It's gonna get worse, guys. So I'm sorry if you didn't bring your appetites to the show tonight, because I didn't tell Heather about it, and I didn't publish it out there. All I said was that I wanted to bring a surprise. Okay, so what I decided to do is I was thinking to myself, I went to the store today and I thought, okay, what can I do that's kind of special and kind of unique? And I host a cooking podcast and I'm wearing the apron. So I'm like, I've got to cook something. I've got to cook something on the show live while we're here so everybody can see, like, well, sort of some of the process. I've already done a lot of the prep and I've already done a lot of the other stuff. So I'm going to get a couple of things going here while we continue to talk and discuss things. So what I did, it's St. Patty's Day here in the States in what, 3 days? 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I went to the store and I saw, what did I see? I can't remember. I think I walked by like the Irish cheeses and the Irish butters. And I was like, I should just ape an Irish dish somehow. So what I decided to do was I bought, and I'll actually get it here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bought some brisket. And, you know, of course, you can use brisket for corned beef. But what I decided to do is I took about 1.5 pounds of it and I actually ground it down into some burger. So I've got these brisket burgers and this is really cool. This is where I set up my camera. I put it on my cupboard door so I can swing my camera open and closed. But right down here, and I better stir this so it can stay alive here. I'll try to stay close to the microphone as I do this, I promise.
Yeah.
But right down here, if you guys can see that there somewhere, I don't know, but this guy right here. So what I took here, this is a Guinness honey ketchup. Okay, so what I did was I took a whole onion and I took about 3 tablespoons of Irish butter and I started to soften the onions up, saute them a little bit, get them going in the pan. And so then what I did, a whole 12-ounce bottle of Guinness stout, threw it right in there and let that reduce. And then I added about 1/2 cup of honey. So what you get is this very malty, this kind of earthy, sweet syrup. By the time it reduces all the way down, those onions are nice and soft in there. And then I added roughly 1 cup of ketchup, and it tastes incredible. I can't even. It tastes so good. I've never been happier. So then what I decided to do was I got, again, some brisket like you would make for corned beef. And I've got some spices here. We've got some rosemary. We've got, I've got to look at the camera and actually make sure I'm showing them. Oh God, I dropped the rosemary. Some thyme, some sage, and some rosemary. And back here in a bowl, I'll leave it there for now. I've got some, what is it? The spice that came with it, because I bought the brisket and it came in like a package or whatever. So I bought the brisket and, oh, I'm back. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So I bought the brisket and it came with this little package of spices normally that you would make the corned beef with. So I actually took that and I did some salt, pepper in there with it. And this is going to go right on our burgers. Actually, I'm going to put that on there in just a moment.
Yeah.
And so I also decided to get some potato rolls because Ireland, potatoes. Huh? I actually heard potato bread is like a really big thing there. So
Diddly dee potatoes.
that is a way better Irish accent than I will ever do. So I will leave that one to you.
Thank you.
And then back here, I don't know if you can see it on the table or not. Like right over here, I've actually got, that's some 20-month aged Irish cheddar cheese back there. And we're going to get this going. And I'm going to make some burgers while I talk to Heather. Is everybody excited? Yes. Nobody is, because everybody's like, I can't eat that. Like, come on, Nick. So we're going to get, I'm going to get the stove going. I'm going to get it up to about a mid-high. Yeah. And I'm so excited to be actually cooking here.
I'm excited. Thank you so much.
I figured this would be something even more exciting than just a normal talking session, because I'm a very animated guy and I'm very energetic. So I love to be moving around and doing stuff all the time, as you can probably tell.
Emily asked, did you get Kerrygold?
Yes, I did.
Very good.
So I'm going to taste this sauce right now. And I get really dramatic like that when I taste things that I really love too. It's like, oh.
We may have a problem. Bandrew from Podcastage asked if we'll be reimbursing him for his broken keyboard because he's drooling too much.
What kind of keyboard? I am going to start a Patreon hopefully soon for RestauRant. So if we can raise enough money on the RestauRant Patreon, I will be sure to send you a new keyboard.
Is it your cherry MX Blues, Bandrew?
Ooh. That sauce is so good. Are you ready to eat the burger?
I am.
Silence. Where'd you go? Yeah, you. Where'd you go?
Yeah, I'm fine. Your child's been waiting all night for it.
Oh.
He didn't want to eat what I made. He was waiting for the burgers, and he's supposed to be in bed in half an hour.
So okay. Okay. Chop, chop.
Emily's got a new goal that you need a boom mic or a lav mic so you can cook and podcast at the same time.
I know. You know what I need is I need one of those little like lapel mics, like I'm on like a like I'm on like a fancy show or whatever. You should see. I won't move the camera to look at it because it's in a weird position. But I actually have my microphone boom anchored into my spice shelf because I was like, I need somewhere to put it. And I didn't really have anywhere else to put it. This is the only place that fit. It remarkably is holding quite well. And I was really afraid the microphone was going to like come flying right out of it. But thankfully that has not happened.
Yeah, we don't want a mic drop. And Banjo has also suggested that you could maybe make some food based on different types of keyboard switches, like Cherry, MX Blues, which is what he's got, or Blueberry or something.
I would, yes.
That ties in kind of...
What I'm going to do is I'm going to add these. My oil's heating up in my pan here for my burgers. So I'm just going to take my spice and we're just going to add this liberally over the top of each of these burgers. I want a really nice crust on these. So these are just beef brisket that I ground down. I actually got out the grinder attachment for the KitchenAid mixer, ground it down. And I think, oh my Lord in heaven, there's a lot more pickling spice. Like, I don't remember what these little things are. On that one, then there's on the other two. Whatever. It is what it is. But so as soon as our oil gets like nice and hot, we're going to go ahead and throw these over into there. And I've got some butter laid out. I'm going to just kind of do like a little butter bath with the herbs right at the end and then cover it to melt that cheese. And I've actually got my little flat top iron griddle thing over there hooked up to toast the potato buns.
Your camera is drooping because it wants to see the food.
I have it actually. I have sticky tack on my camera holding it up. I've been manipulating it too much, and it's like, come on, dude, you gotta stop this. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, that's nice catch because I wouldn't have noticed that until it was in one of the burgers.
Yeah, I also agree with Emily. The butter bath sounds kind of amazing. It sounds good.
Yeah, and I was like,
I don't like butter. So.
How could you not like butter, man? Wow.
Are we still friends? I'm sorry. Is that the end of our
Of course we are. Of course we are. Of course we are. Yeah. So I mean, I love this show. I love, and really, we're on a season break right now. And the whole reason why I took a break between seasons 1 and season 2 is because I just didn't have time to do the show. So I was just like, oh man, I can't do the show. I can't do the show. I can't do the show. And then a month went by and I was like, okay, I can do the show again. And I was like, why don't I just say this is season 2?
Yeah.
So now I figure I have to kind of keep up the charade, but it's nice because it allows me an opportunity to kind of collect myself, kind of think about what I want to do recipe wise. We're coming back April 1st with grilled cheese week, which my wife is super excited for because she loves grilled cheese, and Greek week and breakfast week, all breakfast all the time. That's going to be amazing.
And all week.
I can't remember what else. Yeah. Oh, I can't even remember what else I'm doing. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to try to hit up. There's a couple of nice Greek diners in this area. There's like a decent sized Greek population in this area. So there's a couple of really nice Greek diners. I'm going to try to, I don't want to get this too close, but we're going to actually stick our burgers right in. You'll hear them sizzle here probably.
Oh, yeah.
And these are going to be so good. So I'm going to let these go for about 2.5 to 3 minutes aside. Yeah. I just want these kind of a nice medium rare. And I'm going to season. And I'm doing a terrible job of it. That was horrible. I sprinkled the seasoning, and like half of it just went right into the pan, and I completely missed the burgers. So it's in the pan. The idea that you get the principle of it, right?
Yeah. Elisa has been to Greece, and she said she discovered that their fries are the best in the world.
Really? Why? Are they? Is it maybe what they're fried in or something? I bet it's like what they're fried in, or maybe like whatever dipping sauce they come with.
Yeah, I went to Sydney. I think it was last year. I don't know where there is one in New Zealand. I'm sure there are Greek restaurants, but I went to this really good one in Sydney, and it was amazing. Ate so much food, like way too much. Took it home and had it for leftovers later. It was amazing.
Sydney.
Sydney,
I don't know if
Australia.
you know this or not. But Australia is not a real place. They all live in Illinois somewhere. And they're all actors.
Oh, so
All of
Newson
them.
in the chat is from Australia.
Or is he from Illinois? Wink, wink. Newsome. Wink, wink.
Yeah. And Elisa's only been to 9 countries. I think that's a lot. I don't think everybody's been to that many, so that's incredible.
I've been to 3, so
Yeah. I love traveling though. I have traveled and I've been to Australia, New Caledonia, where else have I been? To Canada, to Italy, and to the UK, and yeah, all of those different places and all of the different foods and the different
that'd
people.
be wonderful.
It's amazing.
That'd be wonderful. Some like not in season 3, but what I'd like to do probably in like maybe season 4 or something is actually, I mean, until I'm able to actually travel to all these wonderful places, I'd love to get like international guests that are from different areas. Wink, New Zealand, wink, on to talk about like their local cuisine, like their local food, like what they like to cook in their countries and stuff like that. Because there are a lot of similarities, but there are also a lot of really, really nice differences. So it's always really, really nice to meet people that can talk about food from all those different perspectives.
Yeah. I think it's like there's taste preferences, there's the actual ingredients they use, and the recipes as well. So it's yeah. A lot.
Oh my god. Just the scent coming off of those is just
And none of
incredible.
us have scent. They can't smell. It smells like we can.
Yeah, this
just
is
hear
not
the
a
sizzle.
smell-o-vision show. Sorry.
So if anyone in the chat wants to share with us their favorite recipes, that might be quite fun to hear from you. Either ones that you like making yourself or ones that you just enjoy eating. Your favorite types
Either that
of
or
food.
just like your favorite foods. Just what do you love?
Yeah.
What do you love to eat? And if you like, I sincerely mean this to everybody. And Emily gave me an amazing chicken paprikash recipe that I made in season 1. That turned out wonderful. My friend's mother gave me an amazing Italian ragu recipe that I made, which was really, really nice. And David, the producer, gave me a Creole shrimp recipe that, because my wife's allergic to shrimp, I actually had to turn it into a Creole chicken mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about making a mac and cheese tonight, but I was like, no, I can't. I've sworn off it until at least like season 4. No mac and cheese until like season 4. I can't do it.
Fair enough.
Way too much mac and cheese on this show.
So Elisa asked, do you have Instagram?
I do not,
Mm-hmm.
sadly. Justin manages Instagram for the Epic Film Guys, so you can go see all the pictures of his action figures and stuff.
I think she wants to see pictures of food.
But if you're not on Instagram, I do have the Twitter, and I post things up there all the time. And over in reserved seating, every single recipe I have ever made for the show, many of which I just make up because that's what I do. Like that dessert bruschetta. I'm not kidding. Everybody needs to make that dessert bruschetta. It is incredible. It's so good. All of them are pinned in a post over in the reserved seating Facebook group. So please join the group. And, you get to, like I said, you'll get to talk to me. You'll get to talk to other foodies who absolutely love food. And then you get to see all of these amazing, amazing recipes that I've come up with that, some of them I do take from other sources, and I'll kind of riff on them and I'll give them credit. And others, it's just like, what do I want to make? And I just love that part about cooking. I've got so many passions. It's kind of crazy, but I love to podcast. I am obsessed with this medium, this art form, really. And, it was Emily especially that helped to kind of push me to make myself, to exponentially better myself. Like I said earlier, my show would not be where it is and what it is without Emily. And water.
Right. We could take a water
Water.
break. Take a water break.
But I love connecting with people, and I love being on other people's shows like this. This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And I love having people on our shows, and I love just doing like crazy stuff. Especially, it's the same with film. Like you can get so many different perspectives, and I know people that love film around the world now, and it's great to talk to them and see what kind of awesome similarities there are, and also what kind of differences there are.
Yeah. Earlier in the summer that we've just had here in New Zealand, I know that Jessica Ann is in your Facebook group, the Reserve Seating group,
Yep.
and I posted my what was it? Spinach and feta salad that I made, and it was funny because at the same time it was so hot and she was making the same thing, and she was just adding little cherry tomatoes as a slight difference, and I had balsamic dressing on mine, and so
And
it's fun.
that looked incredible.
Yeah, it was so good.
So all right, this isn't gonna. I'm worried about the camera like falling now, so I don't want to be like too crazy. But okay, so we've got our stay camera. So I got our butter in there right now, and I actually turned the heat off. And I'm just gonna actually take these. I was gonna actually put the spices right over the top, but instead we're gonna just put those right in there in the middle. And I'm just gonna take a. Well, I forget that the camera's not over here now, so I'm like, what do I gotta do? And then we're just gonna get those guys, and we're just gonna go right up over the top, just like that. All those spices, all those aromatics are going to kind of release right into there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And now we've got this amazing 20-year cheese.
Whoa.
Or 20-month cheese. Sorry, it's not 20-year. Wow.
I was gonna say.
I wish.
Get some old cheese.
These ones are for me. And now my heat's off, like I said. So now we're just gonna slap the cover on there. And this is just to let the cheese melt.
Nice.
My oven's off. There's no heat in there or anything. So it's just going to kind of be as they cool down and as they begin to enter their resting period, they're going to be just kind of taking in all of that flavor from those aromatics in there, the rosemary, the thyme, the sage, and then that cheese is just going to melt. I mean, it's a really old, hard cheddar, so it's not going to melt that well, but it'll melt enough.
Yum.
No. Potato rolls. How's everybody doing in chat? Are you guys hungry yet?
Apparently the eldest bro had to go and eat his dinner, so I think he might be good, but we'll see. He might get hungry again.
Emily, oh my God, just send me the pictures. I'll run your Instagram. I have so many social media. I'm so active on Twitter, especially on the Epic Film Guys Twitter. I am not active enough on RestauRant's Twitter because everybody on Twitter knows me as Epic Film Guys. Yeah. So I just am constantly there doing my thing. But I mean, it's not something I'm necessarily averse to, but it's just another one of those things where it's like, do I really want to add more things I have to manage to my already insanely full plate? Pun not intended.
The reserve seating group, though, there's a lot there. So definitely, if you're not a part of that, go ahead and check it out because it is full of goodness. Absolutely. Elise has got some puns. Might be okay.
Food porn, X-rated. His Facebook group is awesome. Thank you very much, Lindsay. Aren't Lindsay and Perry amazing?
Yes, they are.
Oh, I love them. I loved being on their show. Thank you guys for having me on the pod stuff, getting all up in that pod stuff.
That was a
lot of fun. Yeah. Jinx. That was so much fun. This is amazing. And you've done such a great job with the Sunshine Summit. I've really, really enjoyed all of the videos that I've seen thus far. I think I only have two or three left. I can't remember how many. I really don't remember. But they're amazing.
Week. Yeah, thank you. I am so lucky that everybody is on board and has come along and that you're doing this amazing extra special thing today. But everyone has had some really good conversations and shared a lot of value and their celebrations that they have, but also the things that they're working on. So yeah, it's been an incredible week and I can't wait for the next one because that'll be cool too. But I wanted to say that Lindsay said that they loved having you. So yeah.
They're just amazing.
Yeah. And Emily said that the RestauRant Facebook group is not pretentious at all. She never feels guilty about being in the group and not being a cook at all. It's so much fun.
The only person that would be pretentious is me, Emily. And I also can't cook. Dan, I love you. I love Dan. Dan's the host of Netflix and Swill, which was a shameless ripoff of the Epic Film Guys podcast, but they've grown into something amazing out of that. They do an amazing show, he and Caleb. Two of my best friends. I know them in real life. I went to college with them, and they're great guys. Go check out their show as well. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is incredible, but you know what's going to be more incredible, and I'm going to get a couple cheap plugs in here now, is live stream for the cure.
I was just going to say that before.
2.0.
That's what I was going to say.
So I'll tell the story really quickly.
It's all good. Yeah.
Last year, and my wife's mother was unfortunately in the hospital with cancer and passed away last April, like right in the lead up to the event. So it kind of meant even more at that point to do really well. I lost a friend who was maybe 23, 24 years old to cancer, 13 years ago this December. So it's always been one of those things that's really, really driven me, and I've really just wanted to do anything and everything I could. And with Epic Film Guys, with the influence that we've gained, whatever influence it is, I wanted to use that for good. So last year, on May 20th, we put together a 12-hour live stream event where we did fun games. We invited a ton of people to come on the show, and we just had all sorts of fun talking about movies and talking about all sorts of other things. And we ended up raising just about $1,200 for the Cancer Research Institute, which is a wonderful place out in New York City. 87 cents of every dollar goes to cancer research. Unlike a lot of charities, you got to look into these things, because like 13 cents goes to research. The other 87 is going into a CEO's pocket or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you've really got to pay attention to it. But they're an amazing organization, and they doubled everything that we made. So we ended up raising almost $2,500 for cancer research.
Awesome.
It was absolutely amazing. So this year, we're going for double. We're going for $5,000. And we're going to, because I'm insane, really is the only reason why. We are more than tripling, 2.5ing, whatever, the amount of content that we're going to be doing. 30 hours of live stream content from May 18th to May 20th. Heather's going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
I've got a lot of at like 4 a.m. So
yeah,
U.S. listeners, sorry. You'll have to stay up. You'll need to stay up because Heather's going to be on.
Yeah, that's why I picked that time. I thought that would be great to sort of encourage you guys along too, because it's going to be a long haul, and it'll
be me like with one bloodshot eye by the end of it, like.
Yeah, but I think it is an amazing cause, and I have lost some near and dear to me through cancer as well. So it is definitely something I'm passionate about supporting.
I think it's one of those things that it just affects everybody, no matter your race, no matter your religion, no matter what culture you're a part of, no matter what. I mean, there's so many, like there's so much kind of strife and negativity in the world today about people that just can't get over other people being different from them, which drives me insane. But like, I think the one of the most common things that we all have, is this horrible thing, cancer, that just affects everybody in one way or another. Either it affects us or it affects our families, friends, whatever. So, yep, we're going for $5,000, 30 hours of live stream content. We still have guest slots open if anybody wants to sign up. We have all sorts of different types of podcasters coming in. I'm going to do some restaurant cooking segments. They're going to be pre-recorded, though. I'm not going to do them live because that would kill me, most likely. And all sorts of fun movie games with Epic Film Guys. It's going to be such an amazing, fun time. Ask Dan. He was there last year. It was amazing. He was actually on like 3/4 of the time, I think, last year, because he's my brother. He's one of the most amazing supporters that we have. So, it's going to be fun. So even if you just come out for the event, tell people about it. Tell as many eyes as we can get on this thing, and as many dollars as we can raise. It's all going to a very good cause. And like I said, it's a great institution. They're a great organization. 87 cents out of every single dollar goes to, help try to find a cure. Live stream for the cure. That's literally the whole reason why we're doing this. So please come out.
It's going to be
Are
awesome.
we ready to see the burgers?
Yes. Yes, we are.
I honest to God forgot about these things, but these things got toasted perfectly.
Oh,
I completely
beautiful.
forgot about them. I was like, oh God. So I got to get these off of here. So give me.
Yep.
Oh, hey.
Oh, good. So, yeah, definitely check out the live stream for the Cure 2.0, and they're going to be doing it through the Discord server as well. That's how we're going to interact, I
Yes,
think.
we will be communicating through Discord. Everything will be through the Epic Film Guys Discord, which I will have links to out sometime soon.
Cool.
I'm behind on. I've got so many different things to do for the live stream for the Cure. Most of it is content planning, but a lot of it is just organizational stuff, which I want to have done by the end of the month. Justin sent me some prototypes for graphics he's working on. Not only is he a great co-host, but he also is a graphic designer. His wife is a graphic designer. They do amazing graphics work for our show. The logos, the graphics that he's coming up with for this thing are insane. They're great. I can't wait to see these things. We're going to sell a bunch of merchandise, t-shirts, stickers. All the proceeds are going to go to live stream for the Cure. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait. And I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do for my spot yet, but I will do that. And I kind of, after the end of this week, that's going to be my main drivers working towards that, because it's in May, which is going to be soon, coming out around the corner, closer than we think.
Yep.
Adam said, die in the live stream, go viral. I don't know about that. Don't think you should drop dead while cooking. I think that's not a good idea. But yeah,
I guess we'd make the money like after the fact. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but the cooking ones are going to be pre-recorded to help you, because I mean, it's a marathon. Streaming for that long is a marathon. I've done 8 so far. This is the 9th one for this week, and that's been a marathon in itself. So yeah, looking forward to seeing these delicious Irish burgers. There's
Kenora probably won't want any of this. This ketchup stuff. But here we go. I want to get the camera right on this guy. So this is, like I said, the cheese isn't going to melt all that much, but these things look. And I know the light's not the best. I'm getting a new camera, and I've got some more surprises that are going to be coming for season 3. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that in season 3. And I think you guys are going to be very, very excited when you see. I'm really worried about this camera falling, so I'm just gonna a little bit of this Guinness honey sauce right over the top. Oh,
so good.
That just looks. And I'm holding it below the camera, so I'm not paying attention at all. I'm so sorry, but
glistening.
that is amazing. Kenora, come and get your burger. I gotta feed the hungry bear out there before she comes out here and bites me. I don't know what she's. Oh,
hello. So one year I went to an Irish pub for lunch and had an open steak sandwich, and it was epic. It was the biggest open steak sandwich I've ever seen, and really good meat and good salad and stuff, and it was yum. So good. And apparently Newsreel has been to the Guinness Brewery, which is cool.
The actual Guinness Brewery. Oh, that'd be a trip that I would love to take. Absolutely love to take. Next to push on Odd Dad Out is live stream for the Cure. Thank you. I appreciate anybody that mentions it on their show, and I'm going to record a promo for it. I didn't do it last year. I don't know why I didn't do it last year, but anybody that wants the promo for it, it's going to basically be like 30 to 45 seconds of me just talking about the live stream for the Cure and what it means to me. And if anybody wants that to spin on their shows, that'll be available. I think I'll put the link up over on the Epic Film Guys event page. The page is also linked on the RestauRant page too, so you can find it there. If you're not a fan of the Epic Film Guys, but you're a fan of RestauRant, vice versa, you'll be able to find it, because it's me, so I'm like, literally everything I have is linked inside out, sideways, back and forth, whatever,
Yeah. We've got send me a promo, so there'll be promos for live stream for the Cure 2.0 going out, which is awesome.
Are you there? Where'd you go? Ada! Wife!
Oh, awesome, Aldous. That's so nice of you. Aldous is going to do a live stream tonight and plug you at the end. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Yeah.
Oh, there she goes. Oh, here. Where'd you go? Here's your burger.
Delicious.
Onions?
Enjoy.
Say hello.
Enjoy, Ada.
Onions. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
It's up there. You're waving at
Oh,
the thing.
sorry.
It's up there.
Hi.
Yeah, there's a couple of sauteed onions on it. Just pick them off or something. But taste that sauce. Is it good?
Yep.
Ah.
Thank you.
Nice.
And I'm going to save mine. I'm going to eat mine because I love to take pictures of my food. I'm that guy. And I'm going to put it up on the reserve seating Facebook group and everything. And I'll tag Heather in it and everything like that. But I'm going to take a nice picture of it when I'm done here and everything. So, man, I love that I did that. I was thinking about it, but then I was like, oh man, I can't be sitting here like grinding meat while I'm trying to talk about like my love of podcasting and my love of movies and my love of food, you know?
And making connections because you're pretty passionate about it.
I love like everybody. If you're in the chat, if you've never listened to any of my shows, or if you don't know who I am, I like now, first of all, Lindsay and Perry flatter the hell out of me because they called me like the Marin of indie podcasting on their show. The Marin of indie podcasting, I am not at all. At least I don't pull Marin's numbers if I am. So like, I appreciate that so much. It's so amazing for them to say that. It's so humbling. And like I said, Emily like just reduced me to tears yesterday because of all the nice things that she said about how much I support her. And no matter what, Story Behind is going to be so much bigger of a thing. And I'm so glad that she gives me even like the tiniest bit of thought or mention or recognition to it. But she's just so amazing. Like I pestered her endlessly to get back behind a microphone because I think she belongs there. Mm-hmm. She's more passionate about podcasting than I am. And that's crazy because nobody is except for her. And she needed to be behind a microphone. And like, I just kept being like, just talking to her about different ideas. And for weeks and weeks and weeks, it was, oh my God, I can't even look at a microphone. Everything. And then we have this character on the Epic Film Guys, where we had this character called the Lisp, and he's a really offensive stereotype. So enjoy that for what it is. Mm-hmm. But, he disappeared from the show. Justin just stopped doing the character after a while. And Emily just put together this really fun game. The whole thing was her brainchild. And she put this whole thing on the air to try to find him. And we ran a trivia game. She actually bought prizes and sent prizes themed after Epic Film Guys to one of our listeners. That's how incredible she is. So, like, whatever. She said everything about me. I'm batting it back at her tenfold today.
Nice.
So
I love that. That's an awesome
whole thing was amazing.
Yeah.
So
everyone here who's been in the live chat, thank you so much for supporting us and coming and hanging out and celebrating with us. Thank you, Nick, for making delicious food that none of us can eat apart from Ada and yourself.
You're welcome. How was the burger, kid? We need a lot more than that. Well, I didn't make enough food for the child, but he's almost 16, so he'll eat everything else in the fridge before he's satisfied, really.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing something unique for today. It was awesome. And thank you for supporting everything that I do too, because it's amazing to have that connection with you.
Your show. I have your show, all the Sunshine episodes. I love the Power Cut episodes too. Do not get me wrong. I think it was Perry when you did the interview on their show. He talked about how much he loved the Power Cut episodes. I think they're amazing. I love getting that insight into a world that I don't know. That's one of the reasons I love podcasting so much. It's one of the reasons why Emily's show is so great, because she tells you all about stuff you don't know about.
Yeah.
And your Power Cut episodes are great, but the Sunshine episodes are so inspirational. They're so wonderful. And I promise you cannot have a bad day if you like. I don't care what the weather's like. I don't care what happened that morning, or I don't care whatever else happens. Put on Sunshine and Power Cuts. I have a playlist of all of the Sunshine episodes, and I just listen to them, and I am immediately turned around. It's that amazing. They're so incredible. You're like a gift. You really, really are.
Oh, thank you. They help me too. If that, they've helped me lift me up through things and help get me through. And I've had to go back and listen to help sort of bring me back on track. And I really enjoyed it. It is a light in my life that I like sharing with everybody. So I'm enjoying this podcasting journey for that.
Well, thank you. And I just, God, I think I was thanking Emily. Emily, forward it to the classylittlepodcast.com, because she's the one that bought Epic Film Guys, the domain, and then she had it forwarded. She had it forwarded to the Classy Little Podcast until I finally did something with it.
That's amazing. So Emily
yeah.
just bought the livestream for thecure.com.
That's how amazing she is, really.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, I thank you so much for doing this. This is like a really, really fun thing. And plus, a lot of the people that you've had on these shows, like I know Perry and Lindsay, obviously, and I know Emily, of course, but like a lot of the other people that you've had both on your show and on the Sunshine Summit, except for Adam. I know Adam too from Odd Dad Out because he's reviewed Epic Film Guys. He's reviewed. You can't eat anymore? Okay, just put it on the table. I'll put it. Yeah, I'll finish it. Just put it on the table. Or yeah, maybe I'll let Kenor finish it because he was so hungry. But like Alyssa with Best Forevers, like I said, I'm only halfway through one episode and I'm already like, I just got home and I had so much to do, I just didn't have time to listen to more. Yeah. And I'm already hooked to that. I can't wait to check out all of the other amazing people that I haven't watched the episodes yet or they haven't been on yet.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. It's just thank you for doing this. This has been wonderful. This has been so wonderful.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun and I'm really glad that we're doing it. So thank you for being here.
You are welcome.
Cool. Well, I'm going to, if there's anything that you want to close out with, Nick, like I'm going to have where to find RestauRant on Podbean and things, but if you want to plug anything.
Live stream for the Cure 2.0. Yeah. I mean, literally, Epic Film Guys, just search for us. RestauRant Pod. It's restaurant, but I capitalized the second R. Just search for me on Google. I'm on most podcatchers. Literally, as many as you can possibly think of, you can find me, I promise. But I don't care. Don't even listen to the shows. The more important thing to me is live stream for the Cure 2.0. That's where I'm focusing all my energy right now. I really, really, really want to nail this thing out of the park and blow that donation. I want to kill that donation goal. I want to go even further than that, but I'm trying to be realistic.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it, and I'll be there, and it'll be.
And apparently, you can go to livestreamforthecure.com now to learn more.
Cool. Okay. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Nick, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon. Thanks, everybody, for coming by live.
Bye.
Bye. That was an awesome session. Thank you so much, Nick, for joining me. As we said, definitely check out Livestream for the Cure 2.0. I will be there. Looks like there's going to be promos going out about it from everyone. So yeah, definitely get on board. Check it out. Check out reserved seating. Look at Epic Film Guys on Twitter. Listen to the podcast. Do all those great things. And that wraps up the streams for today. I'll see you tomorrow for my chat with Gareth Thomas and possibly a guest. I'll just leave it at that. We'll see how we go for tomorrow's live stream for the Sunshine Summit. See you then.